Let's continue by getting the arms and the hands nice and warmed up. We're going to take the arms up nice and long and bring it down. Nice and long up, energy through the fingertips and bring it down. We're going to start with some wrist circles, circling the wrists in from the pinky. The pinky finger is going to lead the circle, up and up. Now we're going to switch the direction and we're going to bring it in, leading with the thumb. In, and in. So the real trick to this one is keeping the elbows lifted as we come up. Notice my elbows stay nice and lifted. And down, 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 and down. One more, leading it in with the pinky, energy through all the fingers, and take it down. Keep those elbows lifted. And now we're going to undulate the shoulders back, rolling, alternating right and left, right, left. And if it feels like your chest is wanting to move around with this is okay. This is a very open movement. The upper body is moving along with the shoulders. Roll. Now we're going to take it to the front with the right, left, roll, roll. Again, we're just trying to get energy flow, learning how to really roll them shoulders, lift it up and bring it forward. And let's do both of the shoulders back. Really feel that contraction in the upper back. Roll, up, take it back, up and back. And now we're going to roll it forward. Take it up and forward. So we contract, bring it forward. Contract in the back, roll forward, contract, forward. And again, let's take a nice stretch up, down, and up, down. Now we're going to start with an undulating arm. We're going to let that arm come all the way out to the side and then drop it down. And we want to feel resistance here. I like to say if you were submerged in a pool of water, you want to think about what your arm would naturally do with the weight of the water. As we bring the arm up, the hand trails. And as we bring it down, the hand trails. You can also think of it as you're painting. If you were to take the strokes with a paintbrush, up and down, up and down. Let's try that on the left side. Up and down, up and down. And so also notice how my arm stays straight out to the side and that I'm not bringing it in forward this way. All the way out. Let's keep that going. Let's alternate. We're going to go right and left, right and left. So the sequence starts with the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. And as one arm goes, the other one is going to keep trailing. So there's never a dead energy. Both arms are always working at all times. And if you notice, my rib cage is moving a little bit side to side with the arms. And I have energy moving all the way through my fingertips. There's always a tension in the fingers. We don't want dead hands. That's not going to make this movement look pretty. So keep that energy flowing everywhere. Now let's go back to those shoulder rolls. And let's just lift the arms up and take them out to the side. And that's our undulating arm. Back to the center. So our undulating arm really starts from that shoulder roll. It's the first movement, and then it's followed by the elbow, wrist, and fingers. Good job. Now let's move to some upper body isolations. I'm going to have you take a second position stance with the feet, turn the feet out, and we're going to plie down just a little bit. And what this is going to do is going to force your quadricep muscles and your leg muscles to really have to work. And it's also going to center your core. What we want to do now is we want to isolate the upper body from the lower body. We're going to be doing some rib cage slides, squares, and circles. So I want you to think everything from your waist down is completely still. Nothing is going to be moving. We can gently place the hands right here. Make sure your knees are pressed back. The energy of the knee is coming forward over the toe. You never want to be in here. That's very damaging for the knees. and your pelvis is tucked under. So we're going to slide to the right. Really use that flexibility. Slide to the left. Continue that slide right and left. Slide right and left. So I'm really using my oblique muscles to help me make the slide contraction. Slide and slide. Also want to think of keeping your chest horizontal with the floor. I like to imagine if you had a piece of string going through your rib cage and somebody was pulling on either side. So you want the entire rib cage to move over. And again, keeping everything from the waist down nice and isolated. We're going to take that same exercise forward and back. So we're going to take the rib cage forward, slide it back, forward, slide it back. Now what I don't want you to do is to let the pelvis come loose. You want to keep the pelvis tucked under. Every time we shoot forward with the chest, we want to keep that pelvis tucked under and we want to bring it back into the sternum, really engaging that upper ab muscle. So we're going to slide forward, bring it back. Push forward, bring it back. Forward, bring it back. Push forward, bring it back. So we're really contracting upper back, bring it into those abs. Upper back, abs. And again, we're staying horizontal, parallel with the floor. We're not lifting the chest. Parallel with the floor, keeping that pelvis tucked under. You want to feel a nice stretch in that back. And now we're going to take it into square. We're going to go right, front, left, back, right, front. Switch directions. Take it left, front, right, back, left, front, right. Now circle. Take it right, front, left, back, right, front, and switch clockwise. And left, front, again. Take it right, and right. And make sure to keep the lower body isolated, working just the chest. And left. Now we're going to work on lifting the rib cage up, release it down. So now we're working vertically. Take it up and down. I'm still plié down into those legs, working those quad muscles. Really important to build those muscles for dancing. Lift and release. So I'm really bringing those shoulder blades together, but not the shoulders. My shoulders stay relaxed. They're not going like this, just the shoulder blades. And again, I'm bringing it into the upper ab. So lifting and releasing. Really think of pressing the top of your chest all the way up. Lift, almost as if you were taking a deep breath. Lift, and take it up to speed. Lift, release. Lift, release. You can really see my entire rib cage is moving here. Lift, release, lift, release, lift, release. And now we're going to take that into a vertical square as well as a circle. So we're going to move right, up, left, down. Right, up, left, down. Right, up, left, down. Right, up, left, switch. Left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down. One more time, really lifting. And now we're going to circle, up, left, down, circle, up, left, down. This one sometimes can be a little bit harder than the horizontal. Right, up, left, down. So we slide, we lift, we slide, we drop. Slide, lift, slide, and release it. Slide, lift, slide, and drop. Slide, lift, a couple more. Slide it all the way over, lift it, and slide and drop. Slide, lift, slide, and drop. Sometimes the chest takes a little bit of time to really open it up and get that flexibility going, but you did a great job. And now for our vertical hip movements. So I want you to bring the feet together. We're going to plie down just a little bit. That means bend those knees. We don't want them going past the toes. We still want to see our toes. We want to pull the pelvis under, lift the chest. And have you bring the arms just out to side. And I just want you to rock the hips side to side. I don't really want you to think about muscles or anything involved. I just want you to rock those hips side to side. Notice how we really need that leg strength that I was talking about earlier in the quads. Keep the pelvis tucked under, right, left. Push right and left. So now we're moving vertically. We're bringing those hip bones up, up. Before we were moving out to the side. And again, I'm keeping my upper body nice and still. Only moving below the waist. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Press, 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 press. So I am weighted equally in both of my feet, and I am pushing off the floor, but I'm keeping my knees bent. You never want to hyperextend the knees back like this. Keep them always in a plie, pelvis tucked under. Now we're going to take it up to speed. And right, left, left. Just warming up the legs and the hips. Right, left, left. Later on, we're really going to talk about the muscles involved to create ups or downs. Right now, we're just doing vertical hip isolations. Right, left. And let's take it up one more notch. Here we go. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right? Pelvis tucked under, knees bent. Now I want you to step back with the right foot. Your weight is going to be in your right foot. You're going to demi-point with the left foot right here. And we're just going to frame our body. I just want you to lift and release this forward left hip. Lift and release. Lift and release. So you need to stay weighted in this back right leg. Lift and release. Again, I really want you to focus on stretching all through the hips, keeping that pelvis tucked under. Lift and release. Lift and release. Let's go ahead and bring the right arm up. And now we're going to put our accent on the drop. So drop, drop, lift, drop, drop, drop. And keep that going, drop and drop. Now we're going to add a little flick of the foot with that movement. So I'm going to count you down. We're going to do 8 counts, and then we're going to release the foot and kick. 5, 6, going to look like this. Here we go. And drop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release the foot on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now for 4, 2, 3, release on 4. 1, 2, 3, release on 4. So you should feel a little burn going on over here on the right side. 4. Now on 2s. Drop, release. Drop, release. So remember, your hip is your metronome. It never stops. It's always dropping. Drop and drop. Drop, drop. Drop, drop. Every other count, the foot lifts naturally with that hip. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. And if that's too much, just keep the drop going. Drop and drop. Let's try that on the other side and get a little butt burn over here on the left. So we're going to drop, 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 drop. So now remember, all of your weight should be back here in the left leg. Your right foot is just gently placed, holding you for balance. And we're just lifting and releasing the right hip. Drop, drop. And let's take it for the countdown of 8, 4, and 2s with the kick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release it. And again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and release. 4s. And 4. Drop, 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 and release. Drop, 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 and release. Last one, then we're going to go for 2s. Here we go. Drop, release it. Drop, release it. Drop, release it. Drop, and release. Good. Now let's talk about the vertical pelvic tilt. We're going to let the pelvis lift and release. So we're lifting and dropping. Lift and drop the pelvis. We want to lift the pelvis and drop the pelvis. Lift and drop. I don't want you to squeeze your buns, though, to make that happen. Just think about lifting and dropping. Lift. Now take it up to speed. Here we go. Lift, release. Lift, release. If you did the last exercise right, you should feel a nice burn back there. Now we want to take that into our abs. Lift and release. Lift and release. Lift and release. Notice how I keep my knees bent. My level stays the same, so I'm not changing my level with it or popping it. Just knees are bent. Lift and release. My upper body stays isolated. It's not moving at all, just from the waist down. Release, lift, release, lift, release, and take it up to speed. We can go lift, release, lift, release. But we want equal emphasis on both the front and the back. Again, this is just for our warm-up. Later on during technique, we're really going to break some of these moves down. Everybody has the natural ability to move their body in all these different motions. The hard part is putting them together in the patterns that we're going to do later. Now we're going to take those 4 motions, the side-to-side lifting and the vertical tilt up and back. And we're going to create an interior hip circle. Earlier we did the big one. Now we're going to do the little one. Our hips are going to stay right in our center. Bend the knees. We're going to take the hip to the right front, left and back. Right front, left and back. Right front, left and back. Just rotating the hips around the base of the spine. Just let it go. Sometimes if we think about it too much, that actually makes it harder. So just try to rotate the hips. Right front, left and back. We're going counterclockwise. Right front, left, back. And switch it. Take it left. So now we're going clockwise. You're probably going to find one direction that's easier for you. And just for fun, let's speed it up a little bit. Left, 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 left. And switch directions. Take it right, 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 right. And switch directions. Take it left, left, left. Left. Now pick your favorite direction, whichever one you're good at, and really take it up to speed. Good job. Now before we get started in the technique section of this video, I really want to take a minute or two to break down the body line and the posture. As dancers, it's the #1 key ingredient to making us look poised and graceful. So for belly dance, our posture is going to be, pelvis is almost always going to be tucked under unless we're doing some kind of a move that alters that, like the pelvic tilts we did earlier. But really that's to protect our spine, and it's also to give us the body line, to really keep the energy forward. There are dance forms where, we really work the backside more, but in belly dance, the focal point is always coming forward and in this area. So we want to keep that pelvis tucked. The other important thing is to remember is to keep the knees in a soft plie at all times. This is where we get our range of motion from. If our knees aren't bent, we can't have that full range of motion. All we can do is twist forward. So again, we want to stay plied down here, which is why it's so important to work those quad muscles and our leg muscles in general to build that strength for our stamina, to be able to just hold our posture. Just to be able to stand in the different postures here for several minutes practicing is a big workout in itself. So let's talk about that. Our feet are usually pointed forward, and we're going to bend those knees just slightly. Again, we want to be able to see our toes. You don't want to bend too far down and hurt the knees. And then we want to keep that pelvis tucked under. Those two are very important. What comes next is what's going to give us our grace. So we want to lift that chest up and out. Sometimes different stylistic choices might bring us to lean back more or something like that. But in general, you want to think lift up and out. Again, what that does is that really lengthens the torso. It makes our torso nice and long, and it really puts the emphasis here, and it makes us taller than we really are. Our shoulders, we want to keep the shoulders dropped. So we never want to have our shoulders up in our ears like this. Shoulders dropped. And then we have a whole array of different movements we can do with the arms and the hands. I'm just going to take you through a few of them. The most basic position is belly down second position, which is out here to the side. We want to have a soft bend in the elbows. We don't want a strong bend in the elbows. You want to think of everything we do with the upper body and the arms and the fingers as energy, extending our energy out to our audience. And when we do certain moves, that really breaks our energy line. This is breaking the energy line, unless you're doing a stylistic choice again and you've made the conscious decision that you want this look. But in general, belly down second position, elbows are lifted, softly bent, fingertips are up. I always say to wiggle the fingers somewhere in there so that you feel that energy coming all the way through. Let's talk a little bit about the hands and the fingers. You want to feel tension in the hands. I like to think of pressing out and then bringing that middle and thumb finger together. Not necessarily together like this, but like they're coming towards each other to extend that energy through the fingers. It really opens up the hands. Again, the shoulders are dropped. And then we want to think of holding oranges or eggs or whatever it is that you like to visualize in our armpits, which means our armpits are also involved in this. Our shoulders are lifted. They're dropped, but their muscles are tensed and they're working. So we don't ever want to be dropped in dead energy here. So let's just think, elbows up, our shoulders, we're holding oranges under our shoulders there in our armpits. We have energy coming through the fingers. And what about everything else? Our feet are together, our knees are bent, our pelvis is tucked, and our chest is lifted up and out. And then most importantly, I always think it's important to practice with a smile or some kind of facial expression, because bad habits, such as not practicing with that, will translate later into your dancing. So always make sure to have some kind of energy coming through in your facial expressions as well. So for the rest of this video, I really want you to focus on keeping that posture, pelvis tucked, chest lifted, knees softly bent, smile, arms out. We can also take it up into fifth position. We can move here on a 90-degree angle. Here, we can add some undulating arms. We can take it down here into first position. We can frame behind. We call this a frame down here. And you always want to think of framing your body when you're dancing for your audience. So if you're my audience, I'm going to frame my hip. You don't ever want to cut that energy off or anything unless, again, something like this would be nice. But let's remember that when we start our technique. Upper abs, lower abs. This could be considered training wheels for your interior undulations or your tummy rolls. Really work those abs. We pull it back into the upper abs and the lower abs. Lift, release. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Good, now let's reverse it. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, roll it up. So this is the reverse of what we just did. This one's a little bit harder to do because it's not quite as natural of a movement. The undulation down can sort of be a movement that feels a little bit more natural and easy to get into that groove. This one's a little bit harder. So what we need to do is we need to sit and tuck. So it's like you're going to take a seat, you're going to tuck your pelvis in, and you're going to think of a ball of energy which starts here and it's going to travel all the way up and release out. And if you release that ball of energy too soon, you're going to lose your reverse undulation. So we're going to sit and tuck, take that ball of energy and contract it and roll it up through the upper abs. We're going to push out through our upper back, out through the chest. So sit, tuck, roll it up and out. Sit, tuck, roll it up, push it out. Sit, tuck, roll it up, push it out. This one you really do have to use your abs more than you had to in the other one. You can't really get away without using the abs in this one. So we sit, contract, contract, push. Sit, tuck, contract, push. Lower abs, release. Lower abs, upper abs, push it out. Let's try it again. Sit, tuck, tuck, here. Sit, tuck, tuck, here. Think of this one as a sit and a tuck, and then we have a crunch like if you were doing just a regular ab crunch. Sit, tuck, and roll it up. Sit, tuck, roll it up. It's still a big movement, This is still an exterior movement. We're still manipulating the spine with this one. It's helping us along. Sit, tuck, roll it up. 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 So we have our regular undulation or the undulation down. We lift, bring it down. Remember the full circle of the Ferris wheel with the chest. And then we have the undulation up or the reverse undulation. We're going to start with a tuck, roll it up. We sit, tuck, roll it up and out. Sit, tuck, up and out. Holding that ball of energy all the way through. Sit, tuck. This is a good one to do in front of the mirror so that you can really watch. Make sure that you see that undulation. Sit, tuck, roll it up. Sit, tuck, roll it up. Use those abs. And go back to the cat and cow exercises if it feels like it's just not coming for you. And also you'll have one that's probably better. You might be better at this one. You might be better at this one. Good job. Okay, so now that you're a pro at undulations, let's give you a little variation and challenge you a little bit more. We're going to take that same undulation down and that same undulation up, and we're going to add them together. So it's going to look like this. 5, 6, and lift, and roll it down, tuck, and roll it up. Roll it back down, 3, 4, roll it up, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one continuous motion. Try it with me. Try it with me. Tuck and roll it up. Roll it down for 4 counts. Tuck, roll it up for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuck and roll it up. 7, 8. Bring it down. Use those abs. Lower abs, upper abs, bring it up. Roll it down, upper abs, and tuck, upper abs, upper back. Roll it down, tuck, roll it up. Roll it down, tuck, roll it up. One more, and tuck, roll it up. Now, you've also probably seen this one or may have heard of this one as a camel, where we put one foot in front and we really scoop and we make it big. It's the same exact motion. You're just now adding a weight change from the front foot to the back foot. And if you wanted to, you could travel with it. Why don't we try it in a circle? This is our camel. We can also change our hand position. Let's be a little cliche and bring them up here. And let's take it the other direction. Right now I have my left foot in front, but you could also change and have the right foot in front. Let's try that. So we're gonna go right foot, turn to the right. Up, roll it down. Up, roll it down. So we're still lifting the chest and rolling it down. We're just taking a bigger scoop because of the step. Why don't we try the alternating up to down, down to up. We're going to go here, roll it up. And here, roll it up, 6, 7, 8. So we'll step for the first two, roll it up, 6, 7, 8. Step, roll it up. And we'll step, roll it up. And step. Roll it up. Good. And for another fun variation, we call this one Arabic 2. So I really want you to get the footwork. We're going to start with the right foot in front. The footwork is going to go flat, toe, 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 with the right foot always in front. So flat, toe, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe, toe. You're going to add 2 of your undulations down on top of that footwork. And whenever you see Arabic 2, you're almost always going to see it with those undulations. So it looks like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, here we go. Flat, toe, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe, and toe. Flat, toe, toe. Let's bring the arms up on a 90 degree. Flat, toe, toe, and toe. Flat, toe, toe. Chest is going. Lift, roll down, lift, roll down. Lift, roll down, lift, roll down. Lift, roll down, lift, roll down. We have flat, toe, toe. Let's try it up to speed. Flat, toe, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe, toe. And you guessed it, if you wanted to, you could travel with it. Let's just take a baby scoop step to the right, to the left. Toe, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe, toe. Good job. And now for one of my favorite moves, the undulations. We have undulations down and undulations up, also known as just a regular undulation and a reverse undulation. Our undulations can also be exterior and interior. The exterior is what you just saw me do, nice and big, and really it's a skeletal movement, meaning I'm really manipulating the spine and my skeletal structure to help me along with the movement as well as the muscles. An interior movement is going to mean I'm just using the muscles. So if I were backed up against a wall, nothing would be moving except for the muscles, which is also known as a tummy roll. So I'm going to have you start with an exercise that's going to help to stretch out and open up the back a little bit for our undulations. Then you take your hands and put them gently above your knees. And we're going to start with a cat and cow exercise that you might have done before in yoga. We're going to start with the cat, which is we're really going to arch up. We're going to round out that back. And I want you to really feel that you're pulling and stretching and that you're working even beyond a level that you're normally used to here so that we can really open up that back. And we're going to take it down into the cow. Same thing. We're really going to arch in our lower back. And then we're going to pull it back up into the cat. And bring it back down. So I really want you working on the flexibility of the spine here. When we bring it up into the cat, we're really stretching out the upper back. We take it down into the cow, and we're really stretching out the lower back. Up, down. Up, bring it down. You can also do this exercise on the floor. Up and down. And we can also do it fully standing. So we can go here and here. Here, here. So we're the cow position, cat. Open, open, and close. Open and close. Good. So let's start by breaking down the undulation down, which really comes from moving the chest again. So I want you to not focus on anything below the waist. That's going to come naturally in this movement. What we want to do is we want to push forward with the chest, lift, pull it back, and release it to neutral. We're making a circle this way. I want you to think of your chest as the Ferris wheel at a circus. And we have to make a full rotation. We have to bring it all the way up and around. Your people are in their seats. They paid for their ticket on the Ferris wheel, and you got to get them all the way around on a smooth ride. Forward, up, back, release. Forward, up, back, release. We're really making this one nice and big. Push forward, lift the chest up, bring it back, and release. Forward, up, back, and release. Notice how my shoulders are relaxed. Sometimes there's a tendency to want to lift the shoulders with this. Keep the shoulders relaxed. If you have to, clasp the hands in the back. Focus on just working the rib cage. And once you start to get comfortable with creating that circle, full rotation of the wheel, then you can start to let the rest of the body travel and move once again in that natural opposition. counterbalancing. And then I want you to take it a step further and start thinking about adding the muscles. So here you might just be really focusing on the chest, making a big movement. When you release, I want you to focus on pulling it into the upper abs and down through the lower abs. Up, upper abs. Now for the last part of our warm-up, we are going to focus on lower body isolations. Just like we did the upper body, we are now going to move just everything below the waist. And we're going to start with horizontal movements, and then we're going to do vertical movements. So first I'm going to have you stand about shoulder width apart. I'm going to have you lock your knees into place, and then I want you to tuck and pull the pelvis under. And this is where I want you to keep your pelvis for the rest of the exercises in our warm-up. We're going to hold the arms out to the side, and we're going to start with a slide. Push, 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 push. So now we are moving just the lower body, and we're keeping our upper body nice and still. Making sure to keep that pelvis tucked under. Push and push. Push. And now let's take it up to speed. So slide, 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 slide. Really feeling that stretch in those obliques. Over time, you'll get the flexibility. You'll gain more flexibility in your hips. Push and push. Bring the feet together. And now we want to push the hips forward and back. Same thing, keeping the pelvis tucked under. Push to the front. Pull it back. Push to the front. Pull it back, making sure to keep that pelvis tucked under. We don't want to lead this way with a scoop. Keep it tucked under and push. Keep it tucked under, pull back. Forward, back, and up to speed. Push, 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 push. So forward, pull it back. Really notice how I keep my pelvis tucked under. My weight is shifting from the front of the foot to the back. We're going to put those together into a big exterior pelvic circle, starting right, going counterclockwise. 5, 6, here we go. Push right to the front, left, and back. Push right to the front, left, and back. Notice how I'm still keeping my pelvis tucked under all the way around. Right, front, left, now switch. Take it left, front, right, and back. Really feel that stretch all the way through the midsection, the back and the obliques. And left, front, right. Last one. On the right again. Right, front, left, and switch. Take it left, front, right, and switch. Counterclockwise. And switch clockwise. Now we're going to do twists. Again, we're moving our hips horizontally. I'm going to let you bend the knees just a little bit, and I want you to bring the right hip all the way in front of you as if it were to reach 12 o'clock in the clock. So I want you to imagine that you are in the face of the clock. 12 o'clock is in front of you, 6 o'clock is behind you. We are going to just twist those hips all the way in front of us to 12 o'clock. Here we go. Twist, release it. Twist, release it. Right and release, left and release. Right and release, left and release. Twist, twist. So again, of course, your hips may not be as flexible as you want them yet to get all the way to 12 o'clock, but that's what you're working for. Forward, forward. Forward, releasing back to neutral. Forward, neutral. Forward, and forward. Again, really feel that stretch through the obliques. Forward, and notice how I'm keeping my upper body isolated. I'm not turning my whole body with it. I'm keeping it nice and still as I'm twisting my hips. Forward and forward. Moving horizontally, still keeping my pelvis tucked. Now right and left. Right, left. Push, 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 and push. Move it forward. Forward. Keep the pelvis tucked. And keep the chest stationary. Twist, 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 twist. Now let's really warm up those hips. Right, left, twist. but I'm really using my muscles. I'm not just letting my hips swing uncontrollably. I'm really engaging my core nice and tight, using those stomach muscles, because you're going to find later on in belly dance, when we get to the technique, we really have to use the muscles in everything we do. Twist, 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 twist. Give me one more 8 count. Here we go. On 5, 6, 7, 8. So now let's learn the second part of this choreography. And I also wanted to note that those undulations with the Arabic 2, they're kind of fast. So you might want to practice those several times on your own before jumping in and doing it with the music. So we just finished our last Arabic 2, flat, toe, toe, toe. From here we're going to go into our basic Egyptian, if you remember that one, step, touch. We're going to start step right, touch left. And we're just going to do a little twist or an up with the hip. And again, we're going to extend the same arm as leg. So, flat, toe, toe, toe. Step, touch, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep it going, but walk it back with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. We stop here. We're going to do a big exterior hip circle going counterclockwise, starting back. And we're going to bring our foot in. 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's just take that from basic Egyptian, starting on the right. We're up here. 5, 6, 7, and flat toe. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swing those hips back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that opens us up here on the right foot, ready to travel to the right with Samiha, which is our Arabic 1 footwork, which was flat toe. Okay, so we just came out of our big pelvic circle, and now we're going to go flat toe, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to just let the hip come up. So we're just going to pop that hip up, hands are pushing out, and then we're going to take it to the left for 1 through 6, and we're going to pivot on 7, 8. So it's going to go left, right, 5, 6. Here, we're going to pivot onto our right foot, turn it to the back on the left foot. So the left foot stays in place, the right foot is the only one that moves. So let's try that Samiha step into the pivot. 5, 6, here we go. Flat toe, right, left, 5, 6, 7, change, left foot, right, pivot, right foot, left foot. Take it to the back. So let's take that from the basic Egyptian, from here. 5, 6, 7, and step, touch, 5, 6, 7, 8, step, touch, 3, 4, wind those hips back, 5, 6, 7, Samiha to the right, left, flat toe, and change, left foot, right, pivot, right foot, turn to the back with the left foot. Good. From here, we are going to do Arabic 4, which we didn't cover, but it's very basic. It's forward, center, back, center. And we're just going to do our hips like this. So we're going to go forward, center, back, center. Let me turn to the side so you can see that footwork. Forward, center, back, center. Forward, center, back, center. Down, up, 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 and I'm adding an up hip. We're also going to do that on the left. So it's going to go forward, center, back, forward, center, back, forward, center, back. So that comes right after our pivot. We pivot 7, 8. Now the right foot is open, ready to do Arabic 4. We go forward, center, back, forward, center. Now we're going to do a cha-cha step to speed it up and change our downbeat. Cha-cha-cha. Now the left foot is open. Forward, center, back, forward, and cha-cha-cha. So let's try just that Arabic 4 with the cha-cha step. It's going to look like this. Starting with the right foot, we just pivot. 7, 8. Right foot goes forward, center, back, forward and right, left, right, change left foot and back, left foot and cha-cha, take it to the front. So let's add all of that from basic Egyptian. We were here, 5, 6, here we go. Step, touch, 5, 6, 7, take it back, 2, 3, 4, around, 6, samiha, goes flat, toe, 5, 6, right foot, left, change left foot, right, 5, 6, pivot, 7, 8. Now right foot goes on 1. Forward, center, back, forward, and right, left, right. Change. Left foot goes forward, forward, center, back, forward, and we cha-cha-cha, left, right, left as we turn to our left, back to the front. Cha-cha-cha. Let's try that whole thing with the music. One more count of 8. On 5, 6, here we go. Drop and kick. Drop and step, change, drop and kick. Drop and double. Arabic 2. 5, 6, 7, turn to the right. And basic Egyptian. 5, 6, 7, take it back. 2, 3, 4, circle it around. Samiha, flat toe. Change left, right, and pivot. Now forward, center, back, forward, and cha-cha-cha, left foot, and turn it around. So it gets a little fast. Why don't we try that one more time? We'll mark the whole thing without the music. I'm going to do it for you, counting it out to the actual tempo, and then we're going to try it one more time with the music. So we're here, and it goes. Drop and kick. Drop and step, turn, drop and kick, drop and double drop. Now here comes Arabic 2. Flat toe, 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 flat toe, turn it to the right. Flat toe, toe, toe. Basic Egyptian, step, touch, 5, 6, 7, take it back. And circle it, samiha, right foot, right, right, right. Change, take it, left foot, toe, left. And pivot around, right foot, right and cha-cha-cha, change left foot, back, left and cha-cha-cha. Let's try that to the music. On 5, 6, here we go. Drop, kick, drop and step, turn, drop, kick, drop and double drop. Arabic 2. 6, 7, turn it to the right. Basic Egyptian, right touch left, left touch right. Take it back, circle it around, samiha, right toe, flat toe. Change to the left. Pivot, right foot left, forward, center, back, forward, center, cha-cha, change to the left foot. And turn to the front. You're doing a good job. Now it's time for you to take all the moves that you've learned and worked so hard at and put them together in a mini choreography. It's not very long, and it won't be too hard because it's all the moves that you've already learned except for one. So we are going to start with the hip drops that we did in our warm-up. We're going to be weighted in our right foot, our right leg, slightly bent, and we're going to do those hip drops with the kick. So our arms are going to be here, framing our left side of the body so that we put emphasis on that hip. It's going to go drop and kick, drop and step, turn. Okay, so let's try that again. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, step, 7, turn, 8, and pose to the other direction. So it's drop and kick, drop and step, turn. One more. 5, 6, here we go. Drop, kick, drop, step, turn. Same thing over here. we're going to go drop, kick, drop, and double drop. Okay? So it goes drop and kick, drop and double drop. And we're going to do a little pose. Bring that left hand to the head, right arm comes out. So let's try that whole thing together. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, and turn it. Drop, kick, drop, and double drop. From here, we're going to add the Arabic 2 with the undulations that we did in the very beginning of the technique part of the video. Remember, the footwork goes flat, toe, toe, toe. And there's 2 undulations. Up, roll, down, up, roll, down. So we have 8 counts, and we're going to be turning around ourselves to the left to face back forward. So we just ended here with double drop. And we're going to go flat, toe, 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 flat, toe, bring it to the front. Same thing, this time we're going to take it to the right. Our downbeat is always in the right foot. Flat, toe, 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 take it to the front. So that was 2 counts of 8. So we've had a total of 4 counts of 8. Let's try that whole thing. We're going to be framed here, and we're going to hold the first 16 counts of the music, and then we start in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, double. Flat, toe, 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 take it to the front, and flat, toe, 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 back to the front. Good, let's try that part with music. We have one more 8 count we hold. 5, 6, here we go. Drop, kick, drop, step, turn. Drop, kick, drop, and double drop. Flat, toe, 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 take it to the front. Turn it back around yourself to the right. Let's try that one more time with the music. Holding for 16 counts. Make sure that your weight is in that right leg. Left knee is bent and ready to go. On 5, 6, here we go. Drop and kick. Drop and step, turn. Drop, kick. Drop and double drop. Flat toe, toe, toe. Flat toe and turn. Flat toe, toe, toe. Flat toe, toe, toe. Now I want to teach you 2 more really fun moves. It starts with a 3-step touch, and it goes just like this. We're going to step together, step, and touch. Step together, step, and touch. 3 steps. And hold the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Bring it back to center. Left, right, left, and touch. So if you remember our big exterior hip circles that we did earlier in our warm-up, we are now going to add these on top of that 3-step touch. And it's a really pretty move. So right here in place, I just want you to get back into those hip circles. We're going to go left, bring it clockwise. So left, around. This is about the speed that we're going to go. Left, around, left, around. And let's slow that one down just a little bit. Left. So we're going to go left, bring it around, and the back side. Front side, and the back side. So let's just try to step through that nice and gently, adding that big hip circle. First, we're going to step to the right, and what's going to happen is our hip is going to go, we're going to create the front half of the circle first, and we're going to create the second half of the circle, the back half second. So they each get 2 steps. We're going to go right foot as we bring it front and around, left foot, and right foot, touch. So let's try that again. Just watch. 5, 6, 7. Right foot, right foot, touch. Then we're going to take it back to the left. Left foot, right foot, left foot, touch. So we're actually making a circle and a half. It's going to go forward, back, forward, touch. Forward, back, forward, touch. And it goes in the same direction as we're traveling. So when we travel right, our circle goes clockwise to the right. And when we travel left, our circle goes counterclockwise to the left. Let's try that nice and slow. Here we go. Forward, back, forward, and touch. Change direction. Visualize that circle that you're drawing with your hips. Left foot, left foot, touch. Right, left foot, touch. Left, right, touch. Right, left, right, and touch. So a couple important things to remember with this one is to always step flat foot. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to reach out toe heel, because you're going to get a roll in the hip. And that's not what we're doing here. We want to keep those hips horizontal just like we did in our warm-up. So we have to step nice and flat foot, like this. Flat, flat, flat. Touch the last one. Flat, flat, flat. Use a mirror, and you want to watch your hips and make sure they're staying nice and horizontal. Back, front, touch. Front, back, front, and touch. Our feet go left foot, right foot together, right, together. Very nice. So now we're going to take another variation of that three-step and we're going to turn it into a turn, a three-step turn. Same exact movements, right, left, touch, left, touch. Only now we're going to do 2 half turns with it. So we're going to step, half turn, and touch. Step, half turn, and touch. Let's try that to the tempo. On 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, half turn, touch. Left foot, left foot, touch. Step, turn it, and touch. Step, turn it, and touch. So this again is in that 3/4 variation where we dance for 3 counts and we hold a 4th. So we're going to put a little extra something in on that 4th. Why don't we try the undulation down? So we're going to take it to the right, undulate on 4, take it to the left, undulate on the 4. 5, 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, undulate. 1, 2, 3, undulate. 1, 2, 3, undulate. 1, 2, 3. Now add a hip. We're going to go step, turn, drop. Step, turn, and drop. Step. Notice how I have that preparation, lift, drop. Step, turn, lift, drop. Step, turn, lift, drop. Add some arms. Lift, drop. Step, left arm circles, right arm to the head. Step, right arm circles, left to the back of the head. And touch. So we step, circle the left arm, and touch. Step, circle the right arm, left arm up. Step, left arm, right arm up. Step, right arm, left arm up. Good, so you can take that at a faster pace too. Let's just give it a try. We won't add anything for the faster one, we're just going to do the touch. So 5, 6, starting right foot, and step, turn, touch. Step, turn, touch. Add a little pose on the touch. step, turn, turn. And when you start to go this fast, it's a good idea to spot forward. Snap that head back around, spot yourself in the mirror, or spot me on the television. Step, turn, step, turn. Last one, and hold your pose. Good. Now let's have some fun with technique. We're going to start with figure eights. Let's take some of those motions that we learned in our warm-up and now apply them to different patterns, such as our figure eight. We're going to first be moving horizontally with our figure eight. We did some horizontal movements in our warm-up. So if you remember the slide and the twist, those two motions are the only motions that you need to create your figure eight. And so I know you can do it. You already did it in your warm-up. Again, we want to focus on keeping our hips here nice and parallel with the floor. It's a horizontal movement. So we're going to start by drawing a figure eight on the floor with our hips. We're going to start downbeat on the right hip. So we're just going to twist that right hip forward to 12 o'clock again, and we're going to slide it out to the side and twist it back. All of our weight is in the right foot, and now we're going to cut through the center, shift our weight onto the left foot, and now our left hip is in place forward. We're going to slide it back, and now we're set up again to cut through the center and bring that right hip front to back. Cut through the center, left hip front to back. Cut through the center, right hip front to back. Cut through the center. So if that's a little hard to think about all those different components, again, just let those hips move and think of drawing that figure eight on the floor, starting on the right side. So we're going to go right for 2, 3, 4, change, 6, 7, 8. Right hip and left hip. So we're keeping in mind all those ideas about our posture and our body line that we talked about earlier. Left. So we want to go right hip and left hip. So now let's add some more flexibility in there. Let's really make that movement bigger. We want to push out to the right, push out to the left. I'm keeping my feet connected to the floor. Sometimes it feels easier to cheat if we want to lift up the heels, but let's keep those heels nice and firmly on the floor. Right and left. Moving that figure eight from the front to the back. Front to back, change, front to back. My weight's in the right foot, and now it's in the left foot. I'm bringing it front, slide out, bring it back, cut through. Front, slide out, bring it back, cut through. Front, slide out, bring it back. Front, slide out, bring it back. So you can make these as slow or as fast as you want to, and big or as small as you want to. I can really take it a little bit faster and make the movement smaller, even faster. Right, left, or we can take it really slow, really big. Big. Good. Now let's take that same exact motion, but we're going to switch the direction. We're going to bring it from the back to the front, keeping it horizontal. We're going to stick with the right hip, downbeat, and this time we're going to prepare it to the back, and we're going to swing it out to the side, front. Again, my weight is in the right foot. I'm going to cut through the center, shift that weight onto the left, bring my hip out to the side and front, cut through, bring it out to the side, front, cut through, back, side, front, cut through. So I'm on the right, switch to the left. And on the right, switch to the left. So we're going to go right and left, right, left. Switch the weight from the right foot to the left foot, bringing that hip back to front, 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 keeping that pelvis tucked under. I want you to watch what happens when you don't tuck the pelvis. When we don't tuck the pelvis, we get all this other stuff, extra stuff going on, and it changes the look of the horizontal plane that we're working on. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the other direction, which is vertical, but right now I really want you to keep that pelvis tucked under, keep your hips working on a horizontal plane parallel to the floor. And again, you can make these really big and small. Big, small, fast, or slow. And let's move to our vertical hip isolations with the figure 8. For our vertical figure 8s, the two movements that we're going to need is again that slide, the horizontal sliding motion, but this is actually a vertical movement, so we're going to add in that vertical hip isolation up and down that we did earlier in our warm-up. This one is a lot harder because we really have to engage all those muscles of the core. It can be a little bit fatiguing also on the legs and the quads, so take your time and be patient with this move. This is definitely beyond even a beginner move, but it's fun to start now. So we're going to go ahead, plie down, bend those knees, tuck that pelvis under. You want to envision that you're sandwiched in between two walls. The only way you can move here is out and up, this way. We're going to be now drawing our figure 8 right in front of us, vertically here, and we're going to be drawing that shape with our hips. We're going to, again, start downbeat on the right. So we're going to first crunch that right hip up into our oblique. We're going to slide it out and release it down, all of our weight on the right side. As we release that hip down, we're actually preparing over here on the left for the left side. So we're already crunched up, we're going to slide it out, drop it down. The most important part of this, it's not too hard to go ahead and get that scooping motion or grabbing motion with the hip. The hardest part is bringing it through the center, through the abdominals. So we crunch up, we slide out, we drop it down, and now just like we cut through the center on the horizontal, we have to cut through the center, but we have to do it this way through our abs. We bring it up, out, release it down, pull into the center of the abs. Up, out, down, up, out, down. Nice and slow, just give that movement a try with your hips there. We're going to go to the right and to the left. Right and left. We have to keep the knees bent on this one. If my knees aren't bent, I can't go anywhere. I can only slide. So bend the knees, and we're going to lift up, out, slide it down, cut through. Up, out, slide down, tight through the abs. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Again, we're going to keep that pelvis tucked under because we want to keep our energy forward. If I'm back here, I lose emphasis off my hips. So we go up, out, and down. Up, out, and down on the left. Right and left. 6, 7, 8. Once again, notice that my feet are firmly planted on the floor. I'm not cheating by using my foot. That's a stylistic choice. Again, if you get better at this move, you can lift the heels, but for now, you really want to focus on using that core, using those muscles. So let's take that up to speed, starting right. We're going to go right, left. Really bend down into those knees, giving you more range of motion to do the movement. Right and left. Right. This movement is also called a Maya because it's our vertical figure 8 down. 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 The accent is down. And this one is called a Maya, M-A-Y-A. Right and left. Keep that pelvis tucked under. Right and left. Right and left. Again, you can make these really big, really slow, really small, or really fast. Let's try it a little faster. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now let's take that same exact motion. We're going to flip it upside down and turn it into a vertical figure 8 up, which is also known as a sway. We're going to start on the right. So this time we drop it down, bring it out, and pull it up. And now we pull into the abs this way from the top. Left is down, out, up, pull in. 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 Left and right. And left. And right. You can really see how my ab muscles are really working here. Right. And left. Keep that pelvis tucked under, keep those knees bent and feet are on the floor. My chest is nice and isolated, moving just the hips. Right and left. This is our sway, bringing that vertical figure 8 up. And let's try it a little faster. and good job. Now I'm going to teach you some foot patterns that'll get you traveling in style. So the first one we're going to do is called Arabic 1. It's a flat toe. So I just want you to practice with the right foot. We're going to go flat, toe, flat, toe. Flat foot on the right, toe on the left. Flat, toe, flat, toe, flat, toe. You already learned Arabic 2 earlier when we did our undulations. This is Arabic 1. Flat, toe, flat, just alternating. Right and left, right and left. Of course, we want to put some kind of movement on top of this. I really want you to start falling over onto that right foot, all of your weight leaning over. Flat, toe, flat, toe, flat, toe. Now we're going to take our figure 8 from earlier. We're just going to do half a figure 8, only on the left. So standing here in place, we're going to take that hip back to front. So it's like we're doing one side of the figure 8 back to front on the left. Back to front, back to front, back to front, back to front. Flat, toe, flat, toe. Watch my hip, back to front, back to front, back to front. Flat and toe, flat, toe, flat, toe. Right foot, left foot. Take it to the front. Back to front. Back to front. Back to front. Back to front. Good. Let's try that on the other side. Flat toe left. Flat toe. Flat toe. Flat toe. See how I really kind of push off this back right foot. Push off. Flat toe. Flat toe. Flat toe. We're going to add that figure 8 back to front. Back to front, just on the right side. Back to front, start it over. Back to front, start it over. 5, 6, 7, here we go. Flat toe, add the circle. Back to front, back to front. Half a figure 8. Flat and toe, flat and toe, flat and toe. This is our Arabic 1. Of course, it's a traveling move, so we want to move side to side. We're going to take a few steps this way for 8 counts, then we're going to switch and move to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, change. Flat, toe, change, flat, toe, change, flat, toe, change, flat, toe, again. Now we're going to speed that up and we're going to take it a few more steps. We're also going to change the hand position. We're going to bring over here when we travel to the left. Our hands are going to go with us. When we travel to the right, our hands are going to go with us. 5, 6, 5, 6. Give it a try. Just flat. Toe, no hips. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also known as a samiha step. So we go flat, toe, flat, toe. So now that we're going faster, we don't have a whole lot of time. We could still add the circle if we wanted to, but I'm just going to have you kick out the hip. Kick. So hip, 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 hip. So what I'm really doing is squeezing that glute, really hiking that hip up there. So let's try that again. We're going to travel to the right and the left. Remember to take our hands with us. 5, 6, flat toe, here we go. Flat toe. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, flat toe. Add the circle. Change the arms. So you can really see how many different variations you can have even on one move just by moving the arms, changing the hip accent. Now for fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now for singles. 1, change, and change. Flat toe. So we're gonna go 8, 8, 4, 4, single, 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 single. 5, 6, 5, 6, whichever arms you want. 1, 2, and change. Now for fours. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and single, 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 single again. So when we do it this time, I want you to play around with the different hips, the different hands. You can follow me or you can add your own. 5, 6, Arabic 1. Here we go on the right. Flat toe, and change. Now for fours. And single, 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 single. Good. So that's a fun one that you can play around with and add to your hips that we did earlier. And now we're going to do Arabic 3. So you did Arabic 2 earlier in your undulations. That was the flat toe, toe, toe. Now we're going to do Arabic 3, which is very similar to that one, only we're going to step it out to the side instead of keeping it in front the whole time. And it looks like this, the footwork. Flat toe, step out to the side, center. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Right, left, right, left. Flat toe, toe, toe. Flat toe, toe, toe. So let's add an undulation and then that same one-sided figure 8 or hip circle on the right. It's gonna look like this. 5, 6, flat toe, hip circle around. Flat toe, hip circle around. Flat toe, hip circle around. Flat toe. And when I say hip circle, I mean that figure 8 back to front. Flat toe, figure 8 back to front. Undulate up to down, figure 8 back to front. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left. Let's try that same thing on the left side. My arms are going to frame the left side of my body since that's where I'm dancing. We also want to remember our posture, pelvis tucked, chest lifted, our knees are going to stay bent. On 5, 6, starting left foot, flat, toe, toe, toe. Forward, take it to the side. 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 One more, flat, toe, toe, toe. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it around in a circle to the right, then we're going to change our downbeat to the left and take it to a circle to the left. So circle to the right, downbeat right foot, same speed. 5, 6, 7, here we go. Flat, toe, hip circle, turn it. Flat, toe, hip circle, turn it. Flat, toe, hip circle, turn it. Flat, toe, hip circle, turn and change. Flat, toe, hip circle, and turn it. So I have an undulation and a hip circle. Change. Undulation, figure 8, back to front and turn. Undulation, figure 8, back to front and turn. Figure 8. Let's try that again. This time we're going to speed it up. 5, 6, here we go. Flat, let's just do it in place. That's our Arabic 2. Now take it to Arabic 3. Flat and out to the side. Flat, out to the side. Undulate. If for any reason you can't get the undulation in there at this speed, you can just do the footwork. Hip, flat, hip, flat, hip. Arms in preparation. And here we go. So we're gonna go forward and turn, and turn, and turn, and turn. One more to the front. And change 6, 7, left. Forward and turn. Left foot, turn, undulate, hip circle, undulate, hip circle to the front. And one more time. Right foot, figure 8. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. One more to the front. Change sides. To the front. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job.